lab stands fairly unique because most of the labs in other universities, they are either research labs which are completely dominated by mainly PhD students, but in our labs we have options for mainly undergraduate students to come and learn and make actionable their own research projects, which is something that is very unique across entire India.
Psychology is the scientific study of human mind and behavior, and also the discipline of psychology in terms of understanding the complexities of mind and behavior is ever evolving. And one can see the kind of the changes that are happening within the discipline, and also the kind of the programs and also the subdisciplines of psychology that are ever evolving in current times. In tune with the changes that are happening within the field, our program at Krea also matches to this ever-evolving changes. So we have our program all set up in terms of trying to train our students to meet the current advances, as well as also trying to address the real-world situations that we are in. Our Behavioural and Neuroimaging Lab is equipped with a 64-channel EEG, an eye tracker, galvanic skin response, a virtual reality setup, a near-infrared spectrography, and a range of other of these equipments helping us to research not only at the behavioral level, but also trying to understand at the changes that are happening within the neural level. Students also study about different experimental methodologies, training them with all of the recent trends that are happening in the field, so that these students become the champion of change in trying to advance the field of psychology in current times.
We are able to give students from Krea University a better idea about experimental methods in modern day psychology and neuroscience, especially related to brain imaging, neuroimaging, and helps them apply the courses and knowledge they learn from courses from brain and behavior, psychophysics, as well as some of the more advanced courses on embodied cognition, developmental psychology, and so on and so forth, and make them actionable into research projects.
So the idea behind this lab originally was to look at the structure of the human brain, its evolutionary history, how it does the things it does, and why in the specific ways that it does it. One of the research themes in biolinguistics, the biology of language, is asking exactly what it is that children are born with that allows them to learn language so far. Here at Krea, we've been able to explore this question with neuroimaging, particularly EEG, and we've shown that there are fixed temporal computational signatures in the brain. Your brain has dedicated regions and dedicated timescales for integrating acoustic information into what you'd call words, phrases, and sentences. And these regions are largely active and well-formed right from birth. At Krea, one advantage that we have is our multicultural student community allows us to test this theory across languages and across populations. And again, we see the universality of basic biological endowments like language come to the fore.
I am a recent graduate of Krea with a psychology bachelor's, honors with research. I am currently working as the research assistant with the Behavioural Neuroimaging Lab at Krea. It started off with assisting in the lab management, but one thing led to the other, and I got trained with electroencephalogram, system assembling, data collection, and data analysis. This lab offers a platform where you can merge social, cognitive, and a lot of other theories together to build projects right from scratch. I think what's special with our lab is how welcoming it is for anyone within the university or outside the university, We welcome people to discuss any research ideas they have and build projects from the scratch. In fact, we have around 4 to 5 students, undergrads from here, and almost 3 to 4 students from outside who have been able to collaborate with us and have started independent projects of their own along with their studies parallelly.
My capstone explores how short-form content on platforms like Instagram and YouTube affect our time perception and other cognitive abilities such as attention, memory, etc. The part I'm the most excited about is collecting my EEG data later on in my study. I believe EEG is going to be extremely important and vital for how I look at time perception in the context of my study. And this is because while there's a lot of self-reporting and behavioral data going on, I think like real-time EEG data will give us a bigger and more nuanced perspective on cognitive load, engagement, attention, while we're consuming all this short-form content that we do on a daily basis. And I think that's going to give a completely different perspective and outlook to my study, which I think is extremely important.
Yeah, in the current context, when we have so many of the real world issues, real world problems facing us in so many different ways, not only in terms of the man-made disasters that we have created, but also in terms of the natural disasters that we are encountering in the current times. The field of psychology, especially in terms of studying mental health, is very, very important and has real-world applications in trying to address some of these problems and issues that are there. So we also train our students in being able to apply all of the concepts that they study in the classroom to address these real-world problems within the community. And so psychology is integral not only in terms of trying to understand behavior, but also how to bring about behavioral change in the complex world that we are with. And when digitization, AI, and many of the challenges that we are encountering, we see psychology and training students in the area of behavioral change is immensely important.